Hello and welcome to a Road of Reeve-esque video. Oh god, I left my water on the radiator. So, I uploaded a video yesterday explaining that I didn't do MMA on Monday. However, I was doing weights and stuff instead because of my knee. My knee is not fully recovered, but it's recovered mostly, and so I just decided I'm not going to do any side knees at Kung Fu, but otherwise I think it'll be okay. And it has so far. Touch wood. It's got my wooden skipping rope handle. But I also decided I will keep resting it when I'm not at Kung Fu for now until it is okay. And because of that, I've not done any leg work today, but today is my Kung Fu practice day, which means I spent time practicing punches today, elbows, but mostly punches. On the calculator over there, there's lots of jabs, a few crosses, a fair few jab crosses, lots of sun punches. I did 300 chain punches, I think. I lost count at some point, so I just kept going until my arms tired out to the point where I figured there's not much point going on for speed training. Endurance training there definitely would have been, and it definitely would have helped going to failure, to the point where my arms just wouldn't rise anymore, and I was just flailing my arms backwards and forwards like a whip arm man. But that's because of that. At Kung Fu, we had to do push-ups for some reason. For some reason, our instructor likes making us do push-ups, and I do push-ups relatively regularly now. My brother is a huge fan of push-ups for some reason. I'm going to go back to pull-ups because they're better, I think. They work different muscles, but I think they work more muscles, and I think they're harder, but they're more rewarding. I don't get any sense of rewardingness out of push-ups, so I don't do them very often. However, we had to do push-ups, knuckle push-ups, with the elbows pointing backwards. They are one of the harder push-up varieties I've tried. They are harder. These are the second hardest, including clap push-ups and Sparta push-ups. But yeah, I did the 10 of those, just barely. And then my instructor decided, where you go with 15 regular push-ups, and I did 6. And that was failure for me at that point. And so I admitted my failure, and I said to myself, I'll make up those 9 at the end. Then, it was about 2, maybe 3 minutes later, we were told to go from feet together to our fighting stance, and, well, someone apparently did it too slow. I don't think anyone actually did, but my instructor wanted us to do more push-ups, so he said, do 10. And I finished last, but I did do all 10. And then we finished the lesson, and I made up my 9 push-ups, just bashed them out right at the end. And I think one of the reasons that it was so hard for me to do the original 15 was partially because I'd just done the knuckle push-ups, but it was immediately following finishing another 200 chain punching round. But I think it's good to have done those push-ups to failure. As embarrassing as it was to not be able to do all 15, I think it was good. It was healthy for me, and I think that doing push-ups till failure might be something that I do this weekend, because I'm going to have a very training light weekend, because I'm going to visit a friend, because I've not seen them in the better part of a year. They haven't moved incredibly far away, so that's not too bad. But obviously I'm not going to be training with them, they're not that sort of person. But I wake up almost certainly before they will, because I'm going to spend the weekend there and be part of their household for the weekend. But I will wake up before them, so I can do training in my room when they are asleep still. Or if they go to the loo or something, that's when I'm going to sneak in a bit of training here and there, because that's what I'm doing. It's my job now. So I might do push-ups to failure in the morning, first thing, and then maybe before bed at night if like there's been no alcohol involved, because if there is, failure will come very quick. More motivation than muscle, I think, but I know myself, and I know that I might try to do it if there's been alcohol involved before going to bed, but after like 3 to 5 pints, I'd probably not really be able to do more than 5, even if I've not done much else the whole day. But yeah, that's my plan, and fingers crossed I'll be able to do a bit better next week. Obviously I'll need to give myself plenty of recovery time, especially if I want to take the pull-up bar and put it back up in the doorway. Yeah, that is my current update. I haven't done my skipping or normal stretches today because of my knee, because the normal stretch is pressure directly on the knee. I've done some similar stretches but not timed them or anything like that, because they also put pressure through the knee. It's really hard to stretch the hip flexors, as far as I can tell, without putting pressure through the knee. But I'm gonna try my skipping tomorrow. If skipping feels fine, I will try my stretching, and if that feels fine, then I'll go back to doing it every day, even when I'm at my friends. I'm going to tell them, hi, because of my job and what I'm trying to make my second job, my adjacent job, my job extension, because my job is a self-defense instructor, but my MMA career, I need to do this every day. So I apologize, but I'm going to have to go out in your garden and do skipping for at least 3 minutes during my time here. I hope you don't mind. I also have an asthma review on Friday. I think my asthma has improved, but it's definitely not gone completely. So I think they're going to reduce me back down to either just the blue inhaler or the blue inhaler or the brown inhaler, because it goes blue, then brown, then both. No, it goes blue, then both and a montelukast pill. Then it goes pink, then pink and a montelukast pill, then surgery, I think. Something along those lines. It's been a few years since I saw the hierarchy. So I think I'm going to go back down to either super normal asthma person or slightly above that, which would be great. But the only issue is the pink ones have a little counter in the back saying how many puffs you have left, and the blue ones don't. Anyway, I'm going to go do a proper cool down, because that's one problem with my style of Kung Fu and my instructor and stuff. He crams in a lot. Not all of it is progression for me. Very little of it is progression for me, but for new people there's like so much in each lesson. Yeah, it's very helpful, but we don't have time for a cool down at the end. At the most we used to do was push-up circle, which I hated, because it's 10 push-ups, then you can relax, the person next to you can do 9, and then the person next to them can do 9 until it comes to halfway, because the person at the other end did 10 when you did your 10, and then it went round. So when those 9, when those 10 have reached you, you do 9, and then you do 8, and you do, and so on. Until you get to 3, then you hold a plank whilst it goes round, and then you do 2 and hold, and then 1 and hold. Then, when he was being really mean, we went back up again. So after you did your 1, you held, came round, you did either another 1 or you did 2 and held, and then you did 3, and then you could relax, and then 4, and then 5, and then so on. But that's not really a cool down. It doesn't stretch you much, and so it doesn't help with muscle tightness, which is probably one of the reasons why it's taken me so long to work on my flexibility, because all the flexibility training we do kind of gets pooped on a little. But yes, remember, stay hydrated and stay safe. And one last thing is, I went to school with someone who competed in the Olympics. I think it was the Junior Olympics, but still, I'm going to ask them how much training time they put in comparison to rest time per day, provided they're still friends with me on Facebook, because they might not be. That was a long time ago. Regardless, Thanks for watching. Support me when you can, please. You don't feel obliged to, but if you can, I would really appreciate it.